I don't know why it moved us to a different one. Okay, looks like it might have worked this time. But we're underneath the Loctite again.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, so I'll just have to take the old one, and then take that, and then take with that this podcast, and just merge it together and for the VODs. But or maybe it'll do it for me. I doubt it. But
Okay.
Your podcast just wants to smash.
it just wants to smash. My
Anyway, so what I was saying,
before shit went crazy.
where did I don't even remember where I left off.
You were at the filter part, and you were at the killing the.
Put your hand in there and you didn't.
Yeah. So the charcoal filter worked like a dream.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a nice modification. The trouble I'm having is with the basket is finding a basket big enough for my tank.
Can you maybe print like my basket on the CR10?
I can probably print it on the CR10, yes, but I haven't sat down and done it yet.
Yeah.
But yes, I just hadn't gotten that far because I've been working on some other stuff.
Oh, I was also thinking you could just technically buy a fry basket.
Yeah, and I looked for one the other day when I went to Walmart
Or colander.
for that very reason, and all of them were either way too large or way too small.
Mm-hmm.
Did you look at the colanders or strainers?
Yes, I did. And they didn't have any that would fit inside of our tank. But anyway, I'm working on that part. Once I get that part done, I'll pretty much have it finished.
Yeah.
And then we can do our stream on it. On other notes, printing wise, Stealthy has went shopping to find my anniversary present. And if you remember what my anniversary presents usually are, they go pew pew.
They go bang.
Yeah. So that's imminently coming. We're just and in the process I looked up some files. And this one will be a revolver.
Okay.
So I am printing parts
For it.
For a speed loader.
Okay, that's always cool to see working parts from a 3D printer. Yeah. Just more reason why 3D printers are just so cool.
Right, so I'll be able to put 5 rounds in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm done shooting, eject the shells out, stick these where they go in, and twist the knob, and they'll drop them right in.
Okay.
Reloaded, which is about the fastest way you can reload a revolver.
Yeah.
So I've been working on that. I got my Ning Wong printed. I just got to finish sanding her. And I may have to reprint my base because for some reason it did not turn out round. It turned out ovaled. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this was supposed to be round, and as you can clearly see, it is ovaled.
Yeah, it looks like
I think I might have accidentally and not paid attention, clicked on the model and drug it a little bit.
Yeah.
And ovaled it, and I didn't realize it until it was printed.
And you didn't have it on where it automatically sets it to once you move it in one way, the other direction will move as well. So we're moving
I didn't have it
contangent. Okay.
I have started the part of with Lisa slicing apart the spirals.
Yeah.
And putting pegs and holes in it. So I've actually figured out how that works and in Mesh Mixer, and believe it or not, it is not as complicated as you think it is. If I was to ever show you how to do it, you would be like, oh, well, shit.
Yeah, you might have to show me, because I thought I knew, but I did not know, or don't know apparently, because I thought I knew how to take an object that's already pre-shaped and formed and then move it into another object and make it as a negative. Like I thought I knew how to do it. I'm like,
yeah, well, in most programs you have the option to click on an object and make it a whole, which is basically a negative.
Yeah.
And then you can merge it with another object and it removes whatever you need removed. Mesh Mixer is a little different. You have to use a function called Boolean difference to be able to do it. So you you have to drag. Look, I would show you, but we're podcasting. But
Yeah.
I'll show you later.
Like, I know you have
But,
to highlight it, right? The object, and
So
then...
after you cut it with the cutting plane, and you have two separate pieces, you're gonna hide one of the pieces, whichever one. If you're hiding the one that you're gonna put the hole in, fine. And then you're gonna go grab your square peg over there and pull it in, and you're gonna merge it.
Yeah.
But before you merge it, after you get it into place, you're gonna copy that peg. Okay.
Okay.
That way you're merging one peg to it, and the other peg is hidden, so that when you're done, you can hide that piece and see that peg, and pull the other piece that you hid back up.
Yeah.
And when you select it, you select the piece you want the hole in first.
And
then you select the other object, and you do what they call Boolean difference, and it will take and remove that amount of stuff from that second object from the first object.
Well, first,
Hi.
I don't care.
I already heard you talking.
Uh-huh.
Computer. Also, by the way,
Uh-huh.
it really.
Uh-huh.
I gotta go.
Love you. She's awkward like that. She don't like asking. Uh-huh. She's saying if you get another one, let her know.
Don't worry. If I get another one, you'll know it'll be on your doorstep.
But anyways, I was trying to do that because, well, as you well know, I made the zombie Charmander, which turned out
Yep.
oh so great.
It is beautiful. I've seen the pictures you sent me. It's nice. Very, very nice.
The mask glowing up. Only problem I had was, like, even if I made the tail hollow, and I messed up at first because I connected to the tail to the print before I put the light into it. But like, okay, fine. I'll put the hole down below his butt, and I'll just wire it through there and put. Nope. It has to be like literally right inside of this fire to connect. And this little spot right here is not thick enough to allow my lights, my little LED lights, to weave into the fire. So next time I do it, I need to cut this tail off, hollow it out, hollow this out, feed the wires through the tail all the way down to the base, to the feet, and then attach the flames to the tail. So I wanted to do this again, but I'm already this far. I'm like, I'm not stopping now. I'm not about to butcher this in, actually physically cut it off. I'm just going to do it in 3D CAD so I can have a nice clean line, and when I attach it, it's nice and pretty.
Right.
But the base is not really connected, and I was hoping to make like a little bit of a groove using this as the negative, and this is the positive, and then making a negative groove inside of this thing, so it doesn't just kind of wibble wobble.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm running into the same problem with a model, and you're gonna run into this problem doing this. And if you figure it out, by God, you better tell me.
But yeah, the battery's down there, so
if that base that you're trying to make that groove in, is hollow on the inside, when you do that in Mesh Mixer, it's gonna remove an entire space, the width of the bottom of that Pokeball. It'll be a big ass hole. The only way you can do it in Mesh Mixer and get the groove you're talking about, is the base has to be solid.
So don't hollow it out.
You have to make the base solid first, make your groove, then make the base hollow.
Gotcha. Well, I made the base hollow, like really the hole in the bottom of it in Gabuta box, whatever his name. So I can put the battery in. But the problem is, as you well know, you can't make very much make a circle and a round peg in there. So it has to be a big old circle when this fit in there. And be like, well, then it's not going to be very nicely fit in there. But if
you should send me that base.
I already did.
Because if I'm capable of opening it in one of my other programs, I can make the hole exactly the size of your battery component.
Yeah, I've already sent it to you because when I'm gonna do Squirtle, when I do Squirtle, I want this to be in Squirtle, and I want the base to be nice this time because I want to be able to fit it into it without it.
So, what do you think about my water splash I worked in there so you have another spot that could light up?
I like that. I just gotta figure out how to because I want to print it because the Pokeball is all one piece, right? So
Right.
it's in a clear with, and I just scrape the front of it so it doesn't like go shining through it that much. The only problem is like the water will be a clear or white, and this will be a clear. But if I do it in blue, all the water would be blue, but this will be blue as well. So I'm like, I'm kind of like I could paint the.
Here's what I would do.
Mm.
This is what I would do. I would print it in white.
Yeah.
And as far as where the blue water goes, find you some translucent blue paint, something that light will shine through, and paint the water a thin coat with that. Let it dry. Then you still get your blue hue.
Yeah, my only other choice is when it's printing, stop the print, put some blue dye in it, and then restart the print.
Yep.
And hope that doesn't affect the connection of it. But speaking of connections, I do have a little trick for you that you may already know.
Okay.
But just throwing it out there. Remember you told me you have a little bit of problems connecting to the bed sometimes because you need a thing. There's a way to fix that, and I did it last night. When you go into the program and you go into the settings of it, you can choose the curing time of the first layers.
Right. Yep.
I
figured that out.
Which will hear it's better.
Yep. If I turned it up a little bit, and I figured that was what you were going to tell me, and yes, it does work. But here, I got something to tell you.
Teach me.
So
Teach me.
One of my topics I sent you was that a donation to my print hobby. So I get to work today, and the guy that I printed the Wrath of Khan Star Trek badge tells me that to keep an eye out for a package coming from Amazon to me at work because he doesn't know my home address. And it has 2 magnetic beds for my resin printer in it.
Magnetic beds? Oh, the flexible.
Yeah.
Nice. Good shit.
He caught them on sale 2 for $20.
Oh, hell yeah. That is worth it.
He said, you went through all the trouble of printing that for me. So he said, I ordered it, sent it to the work address under your name. It should be there in a day or 2. So no more scraping the bed. I have 2 of them. So if I ever get a second bed, I can have 2.
I done away with the scraping the bed as soon I was possible. I was able to. I could not stand the scraping the bed part at all because it does not want to come off the bed. And I know that, and you have to scrape it, and you scrape that bed, you're done.
Right. Well, the reason mine has been able to be okay so far is because I literally have a straight razor, a flat straight razor knife.
Mm-hmm.
So when I lay it on there, it's flat on the bed, and it goes right under the edge of the print and pops it off. But it's still more work than you have to do.
Yeah, because sometimes
I was gonna put it off because I was getting along fine. But yeah, so
it just takes one aggressive time, like one aggravating, just turn to that knife.
You could just, I mean, it's one of those things where people appreciate what you do for them. It's nice for them to do something in return, and I appreciate that very much.
Oh yeah, that's cool as shit.
Yeah, so I've got that to look forward to. I also was looking because I don't want to ever get in the situation like I did before where I didn't have a FIP film because I punctured it.
Yeah.
And I had to wait for them to get here. So I was looking around trying to find FIP film and ended up on Creality's website, and Creality now, they didn't used to, now makes the magnetic bed for the CRS-10 Pro
Yeah.
because they didn't used to make it for the Pro because the Pro bed's a little bigger than the CR10S or the CR10. So they only made it for those, but I noticed when I was on there, they make those now. So whenever I get back into doing that down there, which should be pretty soon because I finished up a couple of models that I want to stream.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll get that and get that on there and make life easier there too.
Any way to make printing easier is always just a blessing. Like printing is, like as you said last week, it makes it sound like we're having no problem with these things at all, not an issue. We just turn it on, press play, and it just goes. That is always not the case, but when it does work, it feels so good.
Yeah, it's very much not the case. Like, so that speed loader I was talking about.
Yeah.
There's a collar that sits on this ring right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've had to print this thing 3 times. And the reason being is because of my dum-dumness, not paying attention. Every part for this speed loader in the files were the correct size, but that part. For some reason, they saved it as teeny as possible. So you have to size it up based on this one to be able to print it correctly. Well, I got the width and everything correctly, but wasn't paying attention to the thickness. So I've been printing it way too thin. So in the process of cleaning it, it's been snapping in my hand like a twig.
Too thin of walls.
Well, no, I mean, this thing is literally like a washer. If I knew where it was right now, I'd show it to you, but I have no idea where I put it. I may have thrown it away because I got aggravated with it. But it's literally like a little washer.
Okay.
It's like this thing right here.
Yeah.
Right? But instead of being completely round, it's scalloped. It has little
grooves
notches in it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I got the diameter right for it to fit this way, right here.
Yeah.
Down to here. But I didn't get the thickness right. You see how that's thick enough that it sits on there, but it goes up to the top of the collar?
Yeah, it was probably...
I've been printing it way too thin. So it just snapped in my hand. If I'd been printing it as thick as this thing is, like I should have been, I wouldn't be having those issues. So I have to print it one more time, but I believe I've got it worked out. But that's all trial and error. People don't get it. I mean, let me show you something. This lady here, the lovely Ning Wong, brother, let me tell you something. She has got some seriously thin pieces.
Oh yeah, I can imagine so, especially in this scale.
Look at this. This is, the clothing she has is flowing behind her.
Yeah, it's close.
Barely a millimeter thick. Barely. Her hair, how I did not break this hair taking the supports off, I have no flipping clue. But other than that, she turned out absolutely gorgeous. She just needs to be sanded in a few spots. And then she can be taken to paint.
Well, probably the reason why it didn't break, because I'm sure you were smart enough to rinse it in hot water to get rid of the supports, because when you put it in hot water, not boiling water, just hot water, the supports just like literally just boop right off. Like, I'm sure this...
You can do that, or if you're comfortable...
with tweezers.
I've found that you could put a pair of gloves on. Before you rinse it, you cure it, you do anything, and you can take your little fingers and you can just tug just a little bit and it'll pop right off.
Yeah.
But you better be comfortable. Dude, there was no... I mean, look at this. I printed her in this position, so you can imagine the amount of support.
Oh, yeah, going all the way up her back.
I couldn't find her for the freaking supports. It took me 45 minutes to get the damn supports off.
No lie, I would have printed that head up. Just so I'd have to worry about the damn hair and support. I would have thought like hair, fuck that. We ain't doing it with the hair and worried about supporting it.
So this is a piece. This is a piece that was that was kind of messed up. It was real
Grimy.
soapy feeling and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Chelsea's been sitting over here with some sandpaper and some alcohol wipes, and this thing is about as smooth as a baby's bottom right now.
So was she using the alcohol wipes as like a watering solution?
Kind of. She gets it a little damp.
Yeah.
She sands, and when it starts drying up, she'll wipe it off.
Mm-hmm.
Let it kind of air dry a little bit, and she'll damp it a little more, and she goes on about her business. And it's actually really, really nice. And if you dip it in water after it's smooth like this,
Yeah.
it looks exactly like you never scuffed it.
Yeah, because it's the water.
Only problem is when it dries, it goes back to seeing where you scuffed it.
Yeah.
But I found a trick to that too. It's called Glossy Glaze, and you spray it on.
Yep. That's pretty much everybody does for the for clear coats and stuff like that. It works a treat, but of course you can always do what Stealthy Set brought in the past and get like some of that that polishing that resin polishing stuff and polish the heck and back. But the sprays just way so much easier. But problem with the sprays, and I'll go to my topic here. I was primering Gene last week on stream, and I was a bit of a rush to get it done and primered because I just got done with the other one, which turned out phenomenal, by the way. Love the way it looks. Those professionals could be. But I was priming Gene, and I got a little too heavy with my prime.
No.
And it caked on, and all the details is gone. And needless to say, I've been working on it for a couple days, trying to remove the areas where I needed to remove, and this is ruined. Just ruined. I had to print it all over again. And I was going through the headache of going, why is it not sticking to the bed? Why is it not sticking to the bed? And I'm like, okay, and I did a quick video. I was like, oh, that's how you stick to the bed better. Did that the little curing time for the first layer, and bam, fixed my problem. I'm gonna keep it like that too. I don't care. Like the other one's like, I don't get it. It's just with this resin. It's not with the clear resin. Just this resin, like I said, the colored resin do not stick to the bed as nearly as good as the just clear.
Just the trans, no. But do you know why?
Because there's no other chemicals or other substance in the resin.
It's because translucent resin allows more UV light to transfer through it, so it hardens better.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. So yeah,
that's why I don't care if I want it to be a solid color. I'll print it in clear and paint it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
it works better.
When you prime it, you're gonna see the details once you prime it, as long as you do it in a thin enough layer. Problem is, I went a little too heavy on my primer, but I do still want my prints. Like, if I can figure out a way, I need to buy some. I don't know if there's some out there or not, but I need to see if there's some paint on, like, good it's not acrylic, but a good paintable primer. I'm sure they're out there. I'm pretty positive there is, because I saw some in modeling. Because there's sometimes I want the skin to be in this just resin skin stuff, because it looks better than paint on version. And also, and like, why paint color on it when it's already a color? I don't know. I kind of like the skin tone that this stuff makes. But the rest of the outfit, I need it to be in color so I could prime it. But I'll probably rather paint it on. But I started a Squirtle the other day, and I did some airbrushing. And I will always say, if you can do the entire figurine in one color and then paint over that color with some acrylic paint, do that. Because I've painted a few figurines now in just paint by themselves, and I painted a few things with the airbrush. Airbrush is still far better when it comes to just a flat, clean, professional look color. Than painting. Because like Charmander, it looks okay, but like I can see by my naked eye, you can kind of see the paint strokes, which kind of makes it look like skin, like, you know, like wet skin, which is not a better aesthetic for Charmander being a zombie. But my Squirtle, I wanted that nice clean paint job that just like you couldn't get with a paint stroke. At least if you
Yeah.
could, I don't know how. And I did that. I'm like, I gotta do this more often. I really need to combine my tools of painting. But
Right.
I enjoy that. I gotta get my mom's print. Mom, trust me, I got your print. It's already been paid for, and it's coming. I just gotta finish Gene first because I know everybody wants me to do Gene, and I am down for it. But me and Stealthy talked about this a little bit earlier today, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Stealthy's already put her 2 cents in it, but I'm sure she will put in some more. But uh, so you know about the anniversary event for Genshin Impact, the 1 year anniversary.
Yes.
Okay. Have you looked over the details and what requires and the prizes for said things?
I looked over some of it, but not all of it because I've been at work, so no.
Okay. So about 2 of them are art submissions. So one's a drawing, one's like a picture. So artwork and like a poster card. One's them cosplay. One is a word puzzle, which I'm not gonna answer because
Yep.
word. And the other one is like just an online entry kind of thing. Oh, there's also a video one. Sorry, there's a video one as well. Like someone making a nice video. So there's 6 of them out there. Contests for 1 year anniversary. And a bunch of people are upset about it. A bunch of people because the prizes don't really, to their opinion, don't really suit the contest, and people are like, why are you doing contests for a 1 year anniversary, like, celebration with your fans, whether just giving your fans something to really commemorate the events of a 1 year, commitment to this video game that everybody loves and plays. So
Okay.
what would you imagine people are feeling with that? I've done a video for it. I know you get the chance to watch it. I wanted to get it out before the podcast, but I had to get to bed. I finished this early this morning.
So, I can go at this from 2 different sides.
Okay.
Okay, I can go at it from the side that yes, I'm a Genshin Impact player, and I always like free stuff. Okay, so yeah, why not give us some free stuff? At the same time, playing devil's advocate, this is a 1 year anniversary,
Mm-hmm.
meaning yes, a lot of people are playing this game. It's only been out for a year. Okay, so somehow you've got to continue to build on that base. So the best way to do that is to get the fans to supply you with some art, videos, and things like that to help build your base. Okay? I understand that people are like, I don't understand why I'm having to do stuff to earn stuff for a game that I play regularly, but at the same time, that game you play regularly, other than purchasing maybe, like some primos or something, it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're running this thing and they've got to have a way to continue to run it. So these art ideas, these video ideas and stuff that they're asking you for, that you're going to get something in return for,
Mm-hmm.
if you meet the requirements, may give them ideas on how to keep this game you love up and running.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So Devil's Advocate's basically saying, hey, um, they're willing to give you something, but they need your help to keep what you love running. At the same time, you've got people on the other side saying, well, it's not my responsibility to keep the game up and running. I play it all the time. It's your responsibility. I just want some free stuff. Okay, I get that. So the way I look at the contest is if you're of the mind that you want some free stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't feel like you should have to put the work in, that's your decision. Okay, as a person. That's not the company's decision. You chose not to take part.
Yeah.
They chose to put it out there to try to help, foster fellowship in the community, to help build a base, for the game, so that this isn't just the 1 year anniversary, but maybe 10, 15 years from now, it's a 15-year anniversary thing. They want to keep this thing around for a while. So you got to look at it from the standpoint of, hey, they need my help to keep what I like doing going. If you feel up to doing it, do it. Hey, you might get something free. You might get some good stuff out of it, you know?
Yeah. Like,
If you don't and you don't like the idea, then you don't have to take part. But then in 2 years, if the thing's not there anymore, don't go crying to mom and bitching that your favorite game is no longer available because you didn't help when you had the chance. You know what I mean?
yeah. So, people are not really happy with the prizes, of course, and I get it because some of them are. But Southie did bring up a very good point that the prizes are, some of them are primos, which you need 160 to buy one wish, right? But they only gave you 100 for some of this contests, and you have a chance of winning that or some other items. One of them is AirPods, Apple AirPods. Another one's
What do you want?
an Apple phone or Apple tablet. I forget. I think it's Apple phone, but I could be wrong here. So like that right there is kind of worth it because a phone I'm sure is worth a lot of money, even though they probably buy you a lower version of it. What do you?
I'm looking for something she asked me for, the snips. Hey, there it is. So this is my filter unit for the tank.
It just drops in.
Just drops in, it hooks on the side right here.
Mm,
Charcoal filter here. Water inlet here. Water outlet there.
that's pretty simple. So you can pretty much connect it to almost any tank, almost.
Yep. The nice thing is if you look back here on the clip, there's 2 grooves that you can hook your air hoses behind
Yeah.
to keep them out of the way.
Okay. In which, I don't really like the 100 primos because you can't get a wish out of it. I don't like some of them are like, it's like a 10% chance of getting that, and the rest of it's just more, which some people need the more, but I don't personally have a problem getting more in the game because I'm always running around getting money from something or finding a way. I always find a way to get
Right.
more in the game. So I don't.
Well, I mean, it just depends on the person. Like, if you're a person that wants to stick to a specific set amount of characters and level those,
Mhm.
then of course you're going to have more than everybody else.
Yeah.
Because you're not spending it on other people.
As you know.
If you're someone like me, I want my characters all to be the best they can be because I never know when the X character is down and I need to fill his slot for a minute.
Hmm.
So you might run into a more shortage. I can't say that I've really had that issue a lot. I've
Mm,
had it happen a couple of times. So more wouldn't be a bad thing. But I mean, to me, I would feel, I would be, it would, this is going to sound cheesy, but the hardest things I have trouble getting my hands on are billets
yeah.
and leveling material.
Yeah. I
Roll
mean,
material.
yeah. That is me, and having to wait each day to get more stars.
So
Or
if they gave me, XP scrolls or they gave me billets,
or resin.
I'd be down with that. Resin, I mean, you can, depending on how much you use your teapot, you can buy resin there.
Well, you can buy one time, and it takes like several weeks or a week or two to refresh. Because I bought them, and like next day go back there, like nope. Next day go back there, nope.
Yeah, it takes a week.
Yeah, it
But,
sucks.
I mean, you can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what your focus is.
Hmm.
My focus is anything and everything.
Yeah, and of course, one person did bring up a very interesting point. I want to get your thoughts on it about the fact that not everybody can enter. Like, this is a bunch of contests. Not everybody's gonna be able to enter them because of varied reasons. Like, how artistic are you? How artistic am I? How is it artistic Joe and Jill? And do they have the means to draw things to win or be able to get some of those actually worthwhile prizes? Not many people. And then how many people are good at cosplay? How many people are going to be good at that? And, the people are going to win. Most likely, they're going to be the ones that have the best quality cosplay. And they're going to have the best photo shot. They're going to have the best, coolest background and scenery and shop it to make it look really cool. Those are going to be the winners. Not everybody has means of any of that, if any. So a bunch of contests that people are not going to be able to enter because of various reasons. What if you have a body image problem? What if you're, a little too old for it? Maybe you're a little too young for it. I want to join it. I was 5 years old. I'd love to join a cosplay event, but 5-year-old me didn't have money. And I don't got the money
Right.
for that. And mommy and daddy ain't gonna go make me a top tier cosplay so I can go enter a contest and maybe win. Not gonna happen,
And,
Captain.
and I understand your argument, but at the same time, they have to do something
To
to
build.
help filter it too, because I mean, think about the amount of submissions they are going to get. Because you made a point of pointing out there's not a lot of people that's artistic, but what you did make a point of is there's more artistic people than you know. A lot of artistic people don't put themselves out there until there's something they really want.
Yeah, you have to have a
Like
means.
I know a girl right now that's never done a single cosplay event in her life as far as going to a cosplay event,
Mhm.
but makes some of the best cosplay costumes I've ever seen, ever.
She just
If
doesn't
she
wear them
decided,
herself.
yeah, if she decided she wanted to enter this, I have no doubts that she'd have a hell of a chance getting a prize.
Yeah.
So, yes, artistically known, there might not be a whole lot, but they may get inundated with people that are just willing to try to do the video or try to do the cosplay or try to do the drawing or whatever. And they're trying to cull that a little bit by saying these are the events we're going to do. If you can do them, go for it. You know, they have to limit it somehow.
Yeah, they're trying to
They have to.
cultivate and build, and then like you said, they're gonna need to have to get out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, and they have to limit it, or else billions of people around the planet are going to try to enter this thing. And can you imagine trying to go through billions of people's pictures and cosplays and video? Hell no.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a large group of people, and because
Right.
it's not just America that's entering this contest. This is Japan, China, America, Brazil, England, and the UK and the EU, and
Right. So I mean, they're global. They're a global gaming phenomenon right now. So they've got to limit it somewhat, or else they're not going to be able to process everything they get.
yeah, they're still gonna process all the other people that's from the streamer side of the events, which I went from 593 down to 522. So I guess a bunch of people that followed me on my Twitter page, for those who are doing that bot, stop. But yeah, I lost a bunch of followers on there, but that's pretty much a bot that followed me, by the way. So that sucks. I hate when it happens. It happens all the time on Twitch. I get a bunch of followers on Twitch, and then all of them leave because they're bots, because they realize they're not real accounts, and Twitch deletes them.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing throughout the week, and I've heard about this yesterday. Of course, I talked to Polly. You may know Polly because Stealthy talked about it a couple times. He's a part of the cosplayer community online, and he's a part of also the OnlyFans community, but he's not that kind of OnlyFans. And a bunch of his colleagues are not entering the contests of cosplay. They're boycotting it. They're refusing to do it for what they're offering for as a prize and as a what's incentive to do it. And they feel like
Yeah.
it's advertisement, like free
You know what?
advertisement.
You know what? That's them. They can do them.
Mm.
That's their prerogative. But at the same time, I mean, they didn't have to do the event. They didn't have to offer a prize. They didn't have to do shit. So boycotting is kind of futile. It's kind of, to me personally, this
Mm.
doesn't reflect on anybody else. It's kind of useless. It'd be like me saying, I'm going to give out 100 free soda pops to the first 100 people that come up here, and then somebody going out in the street saying, "Oh, we're boycotting this contest because we, we want better than soda pop." Well, I don't really give a shit because honestly,
That's what I'm giving.
I didn't have to do it to begin with. You know, you know. I mean, what are you accomplishing? Not a damn thing. You just giving your soda pop to the next fella.
Yeah.
So if you, to me, you get more out of taking part in it and at least having a shot at getting something than
Mm.
sitting there bitching and moaning on the sideline that what you're getting for free, other than a little bit of time and effort, is not good enough. I mean, it's like me going up to you and saying, "Okay, Grumpy, you have no car right now, so if you go and print me a Pokeball that looks like this, then I give you this 2021 Toyota Tundra."
Mhm.
And you're like, "Well, I want a 2022 Toyota Tundra. I ain't printing no damn Pokeball." Well, you're a dumbass. Because you just missed out on getting anything because you just wanted something a year newer or a little bit better.
Mhm.
I mean, that's my personal opinion. That
Yeah.
doesn't reflect on anybody else in the house. That doesn't reflect on you. But I mean, that's kind of stupid.
I would say
Any co- I
2021
mean,
would have been pretty nice, but if you would have said like in 1995 or 1991,
I knew you were one of them. You just like me, but I was going to try to get the point across to the rest of the people
yeah,
out
yeah.
there listening.
But
I mean,
2000s, 2000 can handle.
they didn't have to do that. I
Nah.
mean, why you gonna complain about something they didn't have to do to begin with?
Hi, Mom.
I get cosplaying costs money.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
get me wrong. But at the same time, my biggest issue is they've been doing it for free. Why don't they just use submissions that they've done before?
That's what I thought about too. Like, I should have brought that up.
You're
That'd have been
talking about it, but you're not thinking about the fact I can just use what I did before. Technically speaking, they wasn't used as a submission for anything else, was it?
No, it's like that would have been that would have been an easy way of doing it. Like, I've already done it. If I did all the work, here it is. I win.
I mean, and how are you gonna complain when you've already done it for free?
Well, yeah, that's just
Seriously?
like
You did it for nothing, and now you gonna bitch because they want you to do it for something, and it's just not as much as you want it to be.
mhm.
Come on, man.
that's
Grow up a little bit.
that would have been a very sensible. Like, you already did the work. Why not just do the work you already done? I feel like they just say it has to be like it was.
mean, when I make my FF8 freaking cards for people, you don't see me go and recreate every individual card over again. I saved all them to a file for a reason. It's called click print.
Yeah, so you don't have to work.
Spent hours developing that deck to begin with.
Mhm.
I don't want to do that shit every time. You know?
Yeah, like why do it again when you already have it? I get that. I get that a lot. And of course, definitely very good point. They could have easily just took their previous work and just submitted it, because I don't think they're gonna say, "Hey, it has to be brand new." Then again, I would like the art contest though. I wish they would have probably a little bit more details. Like, hey, why not make a brand new character for us with abilities and move sets, draw an illustration, and that's a contest right there that I would have been like, yes,
would've been
please.
nice.
That
That'd have been really nice. That'd have been really nice. And hey, who's to say in the future that don't come from this?
Mhm.
But you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, just look at a game me and Stealthy used to play was called Fiesta. Originally, they had people draw art, and it was art of Fiesta. And the next thing you know, design a mini house and show us what your dream mini house would be. And the next thing you know, hey, if you design the mini house and yours is the best mini house, we're gonna make it in game for people to use.
Artist corner, you apply and you got
and this thing sitting next to me, Miss I can't do nothing. She guess who's got a mini house in the game? Huh?
Yeah, that definitely will bring you more connected to anything you do when something that you make actually gets made.
And it's still there today, Bubble.
Mhm.
You can log in and there's people getting them and they using them. That is something. I mean, yeah, but that started from a show me what you fan art. Show me what you can do.
Mhm.
It has to start somewhere.
Yeah, I like the idea of fans making something, and then the artists or the people that you're fans of take your idea and then either expand upon it or just straight up just say, "Hey, can we have it? Can I take it? Sure. All right, we're gonna use it." You know, that feels like you're really connected to the game. You're really a
Right,
part of it.
It makes you feel one appreciated,
Mm.
and two, hey, I'm a part of this now. Look at it. You see them pixels right there on the screen? Yeah, my art is what got that started. You know.
Mm. Speaking of started, how'd the Pokeball thing go, by the way?
Oh,
Why are you gonna cry?
oh.
Why are you gonna cry? What happened? What happened to my Pokeball that I made?
Nothing happened to it yet. I look at it fondly over here,
Uh-huh.
and I hadn't had the gumption to drill a hole in him yet. I have a problem with taking a print that I printed and sticking a drill to it. Okay,
I would say if you have like a needle, you can maybe suck it out, but
it has to have a hole drilled in it so some of it can drain, and then it has to have the bottom and some sanding done. But that's it.
she's like, fuck it, I'll do it.
Chelsea's like, screw it. She just grabbed it and strolled off with it, and I think she's fixed to poke a hole in the bottom of my toy. Oh shit, she has a drill bit.
Just do it just very slowly. That's all I can say. Keep it moist. But yeah, I got thanks to you now and Stealthy. I have me a new character in the game to try out. Looking forward to trying that out. But I did see a couple days ago they're coming on to the week, so they're gonna be releasing her for everybody. So if you're one of those people out there that don't have her yet, give it time. Now, I will say all this, and I don't know if this is the stem of the problem or this just the root of the problem, but I do believe this is my issue with it personally when it comes to this anniversary thing. Polly told me a few weeks back that Genshin Impact announced for the 1 year anniversary, they were to give everybody, now hear me out, everybody, a choosing of 1 5-star character. Now, when I say 1 5-star character, who would you pick? Go just any
1 5-star character.
new.
It'd probably be A right off the bat.
It'd be A? Okay.
Yeah.
So you get A. Yours. 5-star character. Feels nice, right? Like, now I have A. Now I don't have to worry about, so much money trying to spend. I don't know how much 90 wishes are, but I'm sure there's a lot of money for 90 wishes to get a chance of getting A. Or Ball. Right. Whatever you want to call her. Well, they're just going to give it to you. 1 year anniversary. Here it is. Thank you for playing our game. They're not doing that. They're not doing it. They said they were going to do it. Now they're not. I'd gotta say that part to me, like, I would like.
I calculate what 10 wishes is.
All right.
So that's 1,600.
$600?
1,600 primos.
Okay, let's say dollars. Oh.
Now 1,600 primos falls under almost $30.
$30. Okay.
Now $30 times 9.
Okay.
$207. Yeah.
So they would have lost $270 on every individual player.
Technically, and the thing is that only applies to, because you only get that once where it doubles up, and then from then on it's only half of that. So technically, make that, I lied, that wasn't 270. That would have been 30 plus, would be 8 times 30, so 240, 480, 40 plus the 30. So $510.
$510.
That's if you bought the small increments of the pack.
Yeah. But if you bought in bundle, you would have saved your money.
Well, okay, so I'm going to have to pull it up, but
anyway, the point being is they'd have lost a lot more on each individual person than people think. Now, yes, I get it's a 1 year anniversary, but guys, it is 1 year. Let's not forget this thing ain't been going but a year. Are we trying to break our game before it even gets going?
Well, there's mega whales like Polly that are spending up to $2,000 a month on this game.
That has spent over $500,000 already.
Yeah.
And good on them. But then if you can spend that much money, why the fuck are you bitching?
Well,
you got money, bro.
Yeah, but they're already supporting the game. And my thing is, I'm not looking from a company point of view. I'm looking from a player's point of view where you give me a 5-star character. That means you're saving me money. You're doing you're doing me a solid by not letting me spend $250. I don't got that 200.
And if this was like year number 5, I would wholeheartedly agree with you.
Yeah.
But I look at it from the same side as you, and I want my game to continue.
Yeah, but
And
there's
because of what I do and where I work for a living, I understand how corporations work. They have to have money in those first 3 startup years in the bank, or they will fail.
3 years.
So, yeah, it takes about 3 years to get enough underneath you to
Pay off bills and start
offset
your
what you spent to get started,
Hmm.
offset what you're currently spending for your overhead, and offset any future planning you've got going. Okay, so if this had been year 5, I would have said, you know what, you're right. They've been established long enough. They should have the money to take the hit. Where's my character?
Yeah.
But at this state of the game, right now, I would much rather them keep that character and keep my game going than give me the character and then 6 months from now saying, "Oh well, Genshin took a financial hit. They have to close shop." Say what now?
Okay.
Motherfucker, you should have kept the character. You know, let me give it back.
I would say, how much money do you think a business would need to like that, a video game company would need really to within the 5, or let's say within the first year? Like, how much money do you think they need to really earn to be? And let's say they could during the first year. How much money would they think?
I don't know how. I can't really give you a good guess on that, and this is why. Without knowing exact market numbers, like how many users they actually have, hitting that game on a regular basis, an
Yeah.
actual average, it would be hard for me to tell you that because that number is going to determine what kind of hardware they got to have to support it, what kind of facilities they would have to have, and then that's going to dictate what kind of overhead with money as far as pipelines for internet connections and all that shit. So all that is based off of what's the average percentage of users hitting that game at one time.
Okay.
Okay.
Because their 1 year market is their total 1 year. They have made 435 million.7.
Yeah.
And their
Right.
reserve is 1,074 or 100,074 or 174
Right.
million dollars
Right.
in
And
reserve.
that reserve is what's there to keep them afloat if they take a hit.
Yeah.
But let's look at it like this. Do you think in their market $1 million means shit?
Well, 100 million. But I don't
Well,
really.
still, okay, so we'll take one of their facilities.
Uh-huh.
Just take one. The hardware and people sitting in that facility alone probably choose through 25% of that if they take a hit.
If they take a
Okay?
hit. Yeah, I get that.
If they take a hit. So what happens if they take a hit in two facilities? COVID. There's nobody there to man the stations. Hardware fails. Game goes down. Now, every minute a product like Genshin is down, you are hemorrhaging money.
Oh, yeah.
You are it's like me cutting a freaking carotid artery on you. You spewing. So, like I said, if I was them, I get that the fans want more, and I would love to give it to them. But at the same time, do I want to risk what the fans enjoy for what they want now versus what I can give them in future?
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? It's a planning thing, dude. And
Well, people.
because I'm on both sides, I'm both a player and someone that works in an environment like that. I get it.
Mhm.
I mean, it may not be what everybody wants to hear from a fan, but I get it. I mean, I can't help myself. I mean,
I made a correction.
in any industry, you've got to be able to stand on your own 2 feet before you start giving stuff away.
Gotcha. It's like me doing giveaways on my stream. It's like I can't do giveaways because I don't have enough support. And if I had some
Right.
support, I could do giveaways.
But let's take, for example, if suddenly you got an influx of cash
Mhm.
into, say, your PayPal, okay? You still wouldn't do the max you could do for a giveaway out the bat for the first couple of years because you'd want to keep that nest egg there in case shit happens because you never know, right?
Yeah.
Now, once that nest egg grows to a certain percentage, then you won't feel so bad because then you can look at it and say, I'm going to take 10% of my nest egg and I'm going to make my people happy. You know, I'm gonna make my people happy. But for a little while, you got to hold on to that because if something crashes, you got to have that to keep it going for your people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you do smaller giveaways, you do smaller contests and stuff for the first few years to make sure you have the money under you to be able to take the hit later to do the larger giveaways, to do the larger contests.
Mm-hmm. See that a lot of ways I am my own business, but sometimes I do just giveaways just because.
Right, and there are occasionally corporate entities that are like, you know what, we may go under for this shit, but you know, fuck it, we're gonna give them something because the hell with it. And hey, kudos to them,
Yeah.
kudos to them. But at the same time, 6 months later, I'm going, damn, I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's planning is what it is. It's strategy. They have people that they hire to plan and strategize to keep them going. MiHoYo ain't no joke. I mean, obviously they put out a product that just netted them millions of dollars inside of a year.
Yeah, this is
You
their
know?
this is their best game that they've released. Like they normally release mobile games, which didn't really like hit it. This is also a mobile game, but they released it on PC and they realized, whoa, it's way bigger than just mobile. It's
Well, I mean,
PC and PlayStation and
let's think about it like this. Let's think about it like this. To develop this game to the point that it's at,
mm,
how many man hours and how many people and how many dark rooms over how many years before this game even was released do you think was put into it?
well, I'm thinking about where it came from. And I'm thinking sweatshops. I'm just be honest with you. I'm thinking sweatshops.
But have you read anything recently? Because them fuckers are going the way of the dinosaur.
Well, I hope they do. Hope they.
Because honestly, in the past 2 to 3 years, they've started shutting that shit down. And it's not the government that's doing it, it's the people saying, we're not doing this shit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about your luck.
All right. So
That's right now, that's the very reason why you have chip shortages for microchips, you have monitor shortages for computers, you have all kind of technological shortages because they're like, I ain't sitting in that damn hot ass place doing that shit for little or nothing. Hell with
Good.
that.
Glad.
now, and businesses are bitching and complaining because they don't want to get
All right.
profit.
I'm gonna leave you with Stealthy for a minute. I gotta make a quick run to that way.
Yeah, that way. Gotcha. Stealthy, would you like to come into the scene?
Give me a sec.
All right.
So I made the calculations, and if you buy the biggest currently package that they have
Yeah.
on Genshin, it'll end up being, if you're lucky, just like 115 bucks.
115 bucks.
That's if you use the bonuses that you typically get off of those. But it'll be 115 bucks for your first 90 pull.
Okay, so let's see. How many? I'm doing a little quick search here. How many players
It'll be about 200.
play Genshin Impact? I'm just gonna see maybe there's estimates. They're estimating approximately around 3 million. So if we do a calculation of 3 million,
Yep.
so we would times that, right?
Technically, just do it once. So it'd be
Okay.
115. And this is only if they haven't already used it, because they refresh it every time they do an update. They refresh that so that you get your double bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 115 each time.
So
So every update, you get another 90 pull for just 115 bucks.
mm-hmm.
It's
So
kind of like a sale.
So are we doing times 150?
15. 115.
Oh, 115, 115. Gotcha. So what?
Mhm.
And
And then after that, it would end up being 200 bucks.
oh, so $200 in total?
A little bit more than 200, probably like 200 and because it'll be what, 12,960. You would still need 2,000. So I'd probably say the $30 packs. So 230.
$230, and this is one-time payment for 1 month, I'm assuming.
No, that's one-time payment for 90 wishes each time.
Okay, so 230.
Yeah, because basically, the Genesis crystals can turn into one Primo Gem.
Okay, so now I can see probably why they didn't do it. Well, that's for 90 wishes for a chance of getting that character instead of just hitting that. The total is with 3 million players. If everybody was spent $230.
Bonus one,
Uh,
like the very first one with the 115, it's not that much.
yeah, if everybody was spent in the game $230 for one for 90 pulls and 90 wishes, which almost with almost a guarantee of getting a 5-star character. Almost. Sometimes you might get more if you're lucky like Stealthy. That is 69 or 600 or $690 million.
That's not even billions. And they need
Millions.
to keep going.
That's a chance of getting a 5-star character. That's if everybody even still plays. That's the total. It's again they're estimating 3 million people playing the game right now. Estimating daily.
So you gotta also understand, as they keep growing, they need to keep increasing their amount of employees. They need to be paying them a decent salary, or they're gonna leave, etc., etc., etc. So there's a lot of factors, and nobody's looking at them.
I have a good example for you.
Mm-hmm.
I work for a company that we shall not disclose the name of, but let's say, for instance, Company A can make $500 million in a year. Out of that $500 million, do you know how much of it is actually net, completely free, hands off, no, doesn't have to go to a bill person, doesn't have to go to salary, doesn't have to go through anything?
Well, I was watching a YouTube channel the other day. It was a Linus Tech Tips doing a net profit on his investment with that computer that self-making laptop that you can like build parts upon it. And he was showing after paying employees, after paying for overhead, after paying for parts, labor, shipping, any repairs, any advertisements. I think he said like around 13%.
Yeah. So out of that 500 million annually, 30 of that, 30. Understand what I'm saying? Only 30 of it doesn't have to go to somebody else, and is able to be put into that nest egg to keep the company going in future times. Now, you take a company making that much money annually, and you take into account that they need at least a year's worth banked up to be able to say, okay, I got something under my feet now in case something happens. 30 times what is 500?
30 times what? I don't know. I'm not a good math head of my anymore.
30 times what is 500? So that's 1, 2, 3.
About either 65 or between 60 and 65.
Yeah. So you're talking, 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10 years it takes to get that nest egg under them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not as simple as people want it to be, but it's not as complicated as some people think it is. I mean, I'm like everybody else. I want free shit too.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I don't want you to give me something free today and me log in tomorrow and you no longer be there.
Okay. I would say my devil's advocate on this side would be they already made the assets, they already made the artwork, they already made the money from it. They wouldn't be making money off of it by giving it for free, but they wouldn't necessarily be losing it either because they've already paid for making it and they already paid for.
Yeah, they paid for it being made, but they didn't. You still have to. You still have to pay for the people to maintain the place. So yes, you're still losing money. It's called soft costs. It's costs that you don't see. You're still losing money. Because that money that the random person might buy the what, $5-10 pack, that's probably going somewhere to help with soft cost. It's probably the only reason it's there. That's what those things are put in these games for.
Mm-hmm.
Because soft cost doesn't show up like I had to have a part for the server or had to have a new computer for this. It doesn't show up like that. Soft cost is shit that is literally internal,
Mm,
like time and effort. So, for instance, okay, me going and working on a computer, if I can get it done in 15 minutes, I've saved my company money because that means the next 45 minutes I could deal with another issue. But if I spend 3 hours on that computer because somebody wasted my time with saying it was one thing and it was something else, I just cost the company 3 hours worth of salary. So that's 3 hours worth of pay that they're going to pay me because I was there working on it, but they lost it because they got no benefit from it.
mm.
I didn't actually accomplish shit because I was told the wrong thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're fixing a physical item, and you're spending time fixing that physical item for them to do what they need to do with that physical item. But with
Time
Genshin,
itself cost.
yeah, but Genshin Impact, they're literally taking a digital item, which and data usage, it would take up more
You're
space.
still stuck on the end product, what you're seeing on the screen, but you're not thinking about the shit that's going on behind that to make it happen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The data on the servers.
That shit, those packages are paying to level out where Joe Blow over here at Genshin is working and he has a problem with his PC and tells the IT guy the wrong problem and he spends 3 hours and wastes 3 hours worth of time
Mhm.
and salary. They got to make that up somehow.
Okay, gotcha.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not that they're trying to be dicks. They're trying to make sure they're still there.
Yeah.
Not to mention servers themselves. You have to keep them up and running. Electricity. You got to keep them cool. More electricity. Got to make sure that everything is running properly. Sometimes that means downtimes, maintenance, which they try to compensate you guys for, so they're losing money when they do that. Yeah. Not only are they compensating you for it being down, which is where they're losing money because they could be getting more money, they're also giving you primogens at the end of it most of the time.
Not to mention, example, you have, yes, you're right. They've already created a character.
Mhm.
It's out there for everybody to see and everybody to play, everybody have a chance at. You're absolutely right. But we don't know what's happening from day to day sitting at Genshin HQ.
And no offense, you did get a 5-star character. Everybody got a 5-star character. They just didn't get to pick it. Aloy.
Yep.
Well, everybody has a
Aloy-
PlayStation.
Aloy will be a 5-star
No,
character.
because at the end.
Everybody's going to get it regardless.
Are they giving it for free though?
Yeah.
I didn't know they were giving it for free. I thought only PlayStation was getting it for free.
Only because they didn't get to pick what they
When
wanted.
you log into your PC
Yeah.
and they release it, it'll be just like PlayStation. It's just going to be there. Go
Oh.
get it.
I didn't know they were just giving it to everybody for free with not have to pull it. So I thought it was like
Yep.
PlayStation gets it for free, but when it comes out for Genshin Impact, you might get it.
Everybody gets it.
Okay, so we'll have a 2-star Aloy when it comes out.
So granted, yes, we didn't get the 5-star character choose one that they said they were going to give us, but we got a 5-star.
Yeah. I think PlayStation was paying for that overhead though.
Well, PlayStation probably paid for the overhead for their side of it.
Mm.
Well, why would PlayStation do that? PlayStation doesn't have to pay for shit.
It's advertisement.
It's free advertisement for them.
It's free advertisement for PlayStation, and it's actually the game.
For Genshin.
The other game. Not Genshin, but the other game. The one that Aloy comes from. That's paying the overhead. Because the only thing Genshin did was like, okay, we'll create the character in our game and then give it for free.
Yeah, it's free advertisement. And that's free money, and then gives people trying out the game because their character is in the game now.
I mean, exactly. I guess my point to it all is I don't feel hard for anybody that feels like they were wronged because that's your personal prerogative.
Mm.
But from my side of it, I can understand what's happening.
Yeah, because you're coming from a business point of view and a player's point of view, but your mind is very much, hey, I deal with IT all the time, so I know what it takes to fix the IT problems of a video game sort.
Games are heavily revolve around technology.
Mm.
And I mean, imagine the head artist designing a new character where, months into this development of this character, and suddenly my art tablet just died.
Gotta fix
You
it.
know how much money, they're gonna lose if the IT guy doesn't get over there and fix that shit quickly? Because they, at the moment it goes down and he can no longer work on it, they're hemorrhaging money
Hmm.
because they're getting put behind on their schedule,
Be-
and they have to future predict all that shit financially.
I would feel really bad for those who had to deal with the Apple product. Because I know what
I deal with it all.
Apple.
Linux, Apple,
I do-
Windows,
I deal with that in the home.
I-
Android.
I'd rather deal with PC than Apple product. Oh my god, I've seen videos that repair of Apple products that shoot me in the head. And of course they probably should have done better and just not like offered the idea of it. Just like, oh, free 5-star character. Nope, keep that lip shut. Soon you said the word free.
It's just not the 5-star that everybody thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
But what he's saying is they. I get what he's saying. He feels like they let the hint of you choosing that character slip.
It might not have been them that put that in there. That might have been some other player, whoever was leaking.
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, information. You're right. Information is subject to be misinterpreted.
Yeah, it was in the beta, and they were showing it like this is the new events. You're gonna choose. They were testing it on the beta server of the game, which I would love to have access to.
It's a beta.
Yeah, and then people were like, "Oh, look what they're gonna do! They say they release this for the anniversary," and then they went, "Never mind." It's like you release them, you let the cat out of the bag. You shouldn't let the cat out of the bag. You should just kept that anniversary surprise a surprise, and then when you came out and changed your mind, no one would have been wiser of it. Like,
Well, that's just it. Who did it? Because that's the key point. Because if it was Genshin themselves, that's where they fucked up.
you don't.
If it was a player or one of their beta testers or something, that was all on them. You want to point a finger, you point it at them, not at the game.
I think as far as I'm aware, the Genshin announced it to the beta players, and the beta players announced it to the community, and the community is now in an uproar. It's like,
Yeah,
boop, boop, boop.
Genshin thought, and this is something I do know for a fact.
Mhm.
There's a lot of shit being leaked during the betas.
Oh yeah, they're suing them.
Yeah. So this was a way to fight back against them
Mhm.
for that shit. But instead of it biting their, the beta players in the ass, they're getting bit in the ass because everybody's saying, "Oh, well, you promised." It's like, no, we gave it as idea to the beta players, and then they told you guys that's what was happening. They leaked that information. So we're trying to show you that it wasn't us; it was them that lied to you. But they're getting bit in the ass instead.
Yeah, and well, they're having problems with leaks and that they're suing the people that are leaking. But there's apparently like 500 cases, according to my information I've gathered. Apparently, there's 500 people in China suing MiHoYo over the whole IE nerf that they did from the beta to the live and didn't let no one know about it. And I guess they didn't want people to know about it. She was supposed to be a main DPS, but when she was moved over to the live servers or the live game, she's more like a sub DPS. You pull her out, you do a couple moves, and then you switch back to your main DPS because there's a whole min-maxing, and she's not really a main DPS anymore. And I get that.
That's why I find it funny. Because they're all butthurt from a beta standpoint. It's like, that's a beta. There's a reason for a beta. They're trying to fix whatever issues they might have.
Yeah, I'd rather the game be balanced than the character be broken. Like, I don't want the character to come out and be like, she's broken could be. Now I have to get her because all my other characters are now relatively just they're not as good. I want the best character like everybody wants. Like everybody wants to be the high damage, big energy kind of character. But now their character's obsolete because a new character just came out and just puts them underneath the rug. I want the character to be balanced, but also don't want the character to be complete trash. And I don't think she's trash, but compared to what she was in the beta, she apparently was really good. And then she came out and now she's really bad. I'm like, balancing. Is she broken or?
I don't think she's bad.
Yeah, is she bad? Like just bad, or she just okay. She's adequate. She's balanced.
She does what she needs to do.
Mm,
I mean, that's part of the point of doing a beta. I mean, you build a character, put it in a beta, and you realize, oh shit, we OP'd the hell out of this character. If we give them this character this way, they're gonna blow through the next storyline before we can even get the next, the one after that off the ground good.
yeah, I gotta do.
I think where Mihoyo fucked up was not having trusted people do the beta.
I don't think there should be very much a beta in first place unless you have a very you better have a what's the word a contract agreement that you cannot NDR you cannot leak any information.
One, which is why they have the suing going on.
Yeah, apparently there's a lot of people suing. 500 people. That's a lot.
Yeah. So that's my point. If that's the case, then that's a non-disclosure agreement violation.
Bucky's? I'm sorry. Someone say something. Have you ever heard of Bucky's? No, I never heard of Bucky's. What is Bucky's? Anybody know what Bucky's is?
Have absolutely no idea.
But yeah, I would have did an NDA and told them hey, you cannot leak this. I don't care if you're on YouTube. I don't care. I don't care if you're on Twitter. I don't care if you're on your Twitch channel. You cannot leak anything that's going on in the beta and anything we announce.
I remember in Texas.
Okay, so
if I remember, and Sheila said hi.
Yeah, it's my mom. I don't know what's the thing with the Bucky's because I'm not getting the reference here.
It's a store.
Yeah. But what has to do with it?
It's a travel center.
Okay.
Looks like they have them in Georgia.
Is she trying to say we need to go to Bucky's? What's that to do with the NDAs and betas and leaking and suing? You're confusing the conversation, honey. Out of nowhere, you need to round up your sentences. Oh my God, my wife, I love her to death, but literally, we can be on 5 subjects after a subject ago, right? 5 subject later, and my wife will go back to the 5 subject prior out of nowhere and just start talking about it again. I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, we were talking about this a few minutes ago. Yes, but you just came out of nowhere, left field, and I don't know where you connected the conversation in at all. You just went and just blurted out, and I'm lost. She does that all too much. They apparently taste like.
The fuck? They apparently taste like Cracker Jacks.
It's a restaurant? Why do I care about Cracker Jacks? I don't care about Cracker Jacks.
Like caramel popcorn, man.
Oh, popcorn. Gotcha. Sugar. No. My wife knows I'm on a diet right now of sugar, and it's so damn hard.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna make it harder.
I literally have to. If anything, I have to make sure it's sugar free, which is so hard to do.
So good.
God dang it! Someone brought snacks and taste like Cracker Jacks, and I've never heard of them. Okay, see, you should lead with that sentence. Lead with that, honey. That's your beginning sentence. That's how you start the conversation. Then you lead into the thing.
Now you just gotta drain it.
Oh my God, I love her, but holy shit.
It'll be alright. It's gonna get tied up in the trash bag.
I'm the one with dyslexia, and yet she pulls out sentences like that and wonder why I'm nitpicky and a grammar Nazi when it comes to vocal words and sentence structure. Holy shite. Oh my goodness. You read what she said?
Yeah, I seen it.
You see the order operation she works at? You see the order from which operation she structures her subject matter? It's like she starts with the end. She's like Yoda, and then starts with the beginning at the end. She's
There's things in life to being compared to Yoda.
She hates Yoda. Absolutely hates Yoda. And she has a Baby Yoda shirt, and she hates it, but she wears it.
Picky you are.
Yes. Oh my goodness gracious.
Of course, with you it is.
I gotta go clean. I got a print in my bed. My whole place is dirty. But yeah, we went to IKEA. I hate to bring this conversation back. Haha. We got 2 bookshelves that are really tall, a cutting board, and a TV stand because we want to put all of our consoles underneath the TV stand. We have a 64, PlayStation 1, 2, Xbox 360, a Nintendo Switch, and a Nintendo Wii U. And we want to put all that underneath the television, but all that we have is just a coffee table as a TV stand, and that's it.
Right.
And we want to put it out there. No news about our landlord, though. I would say this is kind of an off subject here, I know, but we're hoping our landlord tells us what's going on with that soon, so we can figure out whether or not we're gonna be looking for a new place. Because if we have to, some things that we already have in plan are gonna be going out the damn window because we're gonna be looking for a home to live in. Oh, we're not looking forward to that. And of course, my wife. That's the subject matter.
Stealthy missed that conversation. His landlord has changed hands, and they don't know because they've been grandfathered in on the same rate at this place for so long if the new landlord's going to honor that or not. So he's concerned that they're not, and that they're going to end up having to look for a different place because they can't really afford to have any changes in their current financial status.
Yeah, and I can pitch in a little bit, but it's not worth any more money than this place already is. This place is already has a lot of issues that I don't go over with because it's a personal problem, but some of them is not my problem that we've been dealing for over 2 years now, and they have not resolved it. And one big glaring problem that we've been dealing with for over 5 years now, and we've been asking them to fix that problem, and they won't fix it. So we are not about to give them more money for a problem that has been going on for 2 years and another one for 5 years. It's not happening, Captain. Unless they fix it overnight. Not happening. So yeah, we would rather leave this place and financially have a hit on our saving account than deal with this place another year longer and spend that money in rent. Not happening. So
Understandable. I mean,
There are some tenant laws that you can withhold your rent until they fix the issue.
I don't know if that's in Alabama or not, but
I don't know either. You'd have to look it up.
yeah, because like it's problems that when we moved in was not a problem. It was not a problem for several months, and then several months passed by, and then it hit, and it was like, okay, fix it while it's hot, fix it while it's here, and it just kept on wrapping up, and now it's out of control. So it's like, we told you to fix it, to really buckle down, and you didn't. So now it's here to stay, and you're not fixing it. So we're not gonna care. We're not gonna do anything about it. But it's actually hurting us in a way too. So it's kind of like it's like we've been dealing with it, but we hate it, absolutely hate it. And I just wish these new landlord owners would just go, hey, we won't kick you out, we'll honor it. But we also know you've been going through a lot of problems for the past 5 years. Let us resolve it, since your last landlord would not. It's like, we've been paying rents. Please, it's not like you're gonna kill you, but again, businesses, overhead, financial means, you have the means to actually do it without hitting a severe loss and so on. The problem is with the last landlord, he let people live in our apartments for literally months on end without paying any rents before COVID. So he did it to himself. Like, that was on him.
That's the thing with it's like Genshin, trying to be kind, trying to be nice.
Yeah, trying to be, and then that bit him in the ass. And he did it like not once, not twice, not 3, not 4. 5 times.
And yet people on Genshin want to complain.
So it's just like, you gotta
take it from his landlord. It doesn't pay.
Yeah. So he had to sell, and I don't really blame him for that. But he didn't communicate with us, going, by the way, just let you know, I'm selling the place, just in case you might want to, I don't know, start saving up your finances to maybe move out, just in case they don't honor your grandfather's system. We could have done that, but instead of that, he just went, whoop, bye. So we're not happy with that. But yeah, the thing we brought up real quick, we were talking about the other day. She kind of like went back to the previous conversation, about the aquarium, and then you want to go shark diving, and Stealthy won't do it, but I told you I would do it, and she just came out of nowhere at one subject when I would love to do that too. I'm like, what? It's like, what?
Just random. Hey, I want to jump in with a great white.
It's like, she was talking about the nursing sharks. I'm like, yeah,
The nurses and the lemons.
yeah, I would do the nursing shark. The great whites, I wouldn't do without a cage. I'm sorry.
Well,
I
that's
know.
what I'm talking about. I mean, I would do those, but I'm doing them in a cage too. But
Yeah.
she still won't go even if we're in a cage.
Like, if it's a nursing shark and you give me like one of those diving suits with the metal, what's it like?
No, they don't give you that. It's just a wetsuit, boo boo.
Okay, well, they better, if they want me to jump it in something with that sharks do tend to bite, they better give me something to prevent it piercing the wetsuit.
Well, that's what you're supposed to be in the metal cage for, in the center.
Yeah.
Like some dumb yahoos that, let me float right over here to the balls and stick my freaking head out. Oh no, I'm a little lightheaded now because I didn't have one.
Yeah. But if it's like in a clear tank and I see it coming my way, I'll probably put my hand out and like move its head. But I am about to try it with the great white. They literally can like take my hand and then engulf it and then engulf the rest of my body without me ever touching its nose. Not happening, Captain. Just not. I've seen how fast those things are when they're curious. So yeah, I would do it. I wouldn't have a problem as long as there's some form of protection from me and the shark that if they do tend to bite, I don't want to be bitten. Just simple as that. But diving in there and seeing them, sure, fine. Not a problem. I wouldn't have that issue.
The whale shark, I wouldn't mind because whale sharks don't eat people.
Yeah. And then my wife brought up the very fact that I brought up the other day. It's like, Stealthy don't want to do it? I thought she was an adrenaline junkie. I'm like, she is with roller coasters, not with sharks.
No. I'm an adrenaline junkie, but I'm also a smart adrenaline junkie. I'm gonna get me. Okay? All it takes is for them to go, wait a minute, that smells like sweet meat. I'm gonna go for it.
Now they be swimming by, they smell me and Grumpy, they're like, oh, we had white dude last week. Wait, there's something exotic around here. I smell Puerto Rican.
We've had this. This is rare meat, but they sometimes flow over the water all the time. They come this way sometimes. Where's it at?
I missed that one 3 days ago, but she's sitting here waiting on me.
She's saying hi. But yeah, I would be totally down with it. Again, I've never been to an aquarium. I don't know that you would do it at an aquarium or if it's. I would imagine it's at an aquarium, right? They won't just float you out the middle of the water and jump out.
So for the whale shark, you would have to go to the aquarium in Atlanta because that is the only location that has a whale shark in a habitat that you can actually get to. That one you have the dive suit with the scuba tank and all that. You have to have scuba's license.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Now,
the scuba license.
For the other ones, well, they have the other types as well. But if you want to go deeper and actually look at them from below and stuff, you're gonna need the scuba.
Yeah.
Yeah, what they want. So, but for the one that he wants to do, it's at Discovery Cove. They have nurse sharks. They have, I think it's lemon sharks. I forget. I can pull it up, but it's at Discovery Cove.
And where's that at?
SeaWorld.
SeaWorld.
Near SeaWorld.
Okay, that's Florida as well?
Yes, Florida as well.
Okay. But yeah, me and my...
The one's in Atlanta, Georgia. The Discovery Cove is in SeaWorld. Not SeaWorld. I'm stuck with that now.
The whale shark is in Atlanta.
Uh-huh. Wow.
So that's one that's close enough that you might could drive, I might could drive, we might could meet up to see a whale shark, have dinner.
Yeah. I go to an aquarium. I've never been.
Put the GoPro on, and the next time they see BearThoughts, they see us going,
Yeah. Anyways,
didn't know Grumpy could swim like that.
Moist. Anyways,
You won't be Grumpy Bear, you be Scared Bear. Scared Bear stare.
I mean, flashing a light at blind, you bitch.
But it ain't because you wanted it.
a brown trail behind me. So I would be down with that. My wife says she'd be down for that. I know it's something would be just watching us. She'd be wanting to move the camera outside, just watching us our insanity.
The GoPros are waterproof up to 30 feet, baby. I'll slap one on your chest.
So they have blacktip reef, nurse, zebra, and bonnet head species.
Oh, that's cool. I don't know what those sharks are, but I would totally check. As long as it's not no lionfish or was it lionfish or tigerfish?
Tiger shark.
Tiger shark. I might not be too.
Blacktip reef will eat you.
Oh, that's great. Cage, thank you. So yeah,
Okay, there's no cage.
I would like.
I'll jump on his back and ride him like a battle cat. Yeah!
They're not on the menu, but the thing is you never know. They could.
Thunder. Yeah, that would. Bubble trail.
Hey, don't come near me, just stay near me. Why? I got the shit.
I hope it has no.
Guys.
I hope he doesn't have a blowhole.
I'll make sure I eat plenty of beans before we get in the tank. We'll have our own bubble supply.
You imagine riding on top of a dolphin and you fart right into his blowhole. What?
Bubbles do scare sharks.
What that would happen?
Say that again. She didn't hear you.
You imagine riding a dolphin right on top of it and you fart right into his blowhole. What that would do to the dolphin?
First off, you would have to ride reverse cowboy on that thing.
Like,
You know he knows how to reverse cowboy.
would he just roll over and just like die, or like would you see it spasm? Could it breathe afterwards?
You suddenly see its dorsal fin go.
Slap my bra. Most likely the dolphin will try to get you off and then just give you like a dolphin stink eye.
You remember what Flipper used to do to things, right? He punch him in the gills with his nose.
Mm.
That bitch probably gonna roll you off and hit you straight square in the stomach.
Or it'd be like with some conspiracy theorist people will they probably turn around and look at me, talk, and say you're an asshole and swim away, and I'll have no proof of it.
I was just thinking, you've seen those guys put their hand on the side of the dolphin, right?
Yeah.
And hold on, and you know them dolphins are hauling ass. And usually there's a couple of guys behind them with dolphins. Could you imagine having gas and crop dust and a whole flock of people behind you at the speed of dolphin?
Well, I don't know the scuba dive.
I'm losing my grip.
I don't know if you can smell it in a scuba gear. I never wore one myself, but the dolphins might have a different story. They might taste it. Nope. The verge.
You have to reverse cowboy on a dolphin is in order to hold on to their fin. Their blowhole is in front of that, not behind it.
Yeah, just right on the front of their head, not the back of their fin.
It doesn't matter how big you are. Their blowhole is near their eyes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was closer to their fin.
You gonna shit straight into his brain. Dirty thoughts.
Shit for brains.
It don't have dirty bear thoughts.
Instead of bear thoughts, it'll be dolphin farts.
It would be literally the epitome of a brain fart.
Yep, there you go. Oh shit!
Brain farts, hey.
What's wrong with you, Flipper? You're going counterclockwise. I had a brain fart.
Be smart. It'd be funny as heck if you get smarter afterwards. All right. So we're gonna. Well, common sense wise, yeah, maybe street smart. They know how to. They know how to work the streets.
I can't even come on land. Don't even try that.
I don't know. After he shits in their blowhole, they may sprout legs and start talking.
Anyways, we're gonna end it on that. That's a great conversation. Anyways, thank you for all for coming today. Sorry for the first part of this thing. I will take this part, take the other part. It's like you maybe miss 5 minutes of it. It's not a very big deal, but how many? Like a minute? 12 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just take the first 12 minutes, slap it on here, and then bam. Well, it'll be all one part. But For those who came into watching the live version of this stream, thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm going to catch this live again. Will be next Wednesday at 5 o'clock Central PST time, American time, here at Grumpy B Gaming. We might have Paulie join us some week. He's a very interesting guy. He knows a lot of stuff about the Genshin Impact community, but also he has some other things that I'm. Huh?
I blew his mind because I was not what he expected to see.
Yeah. And he seems like a very interesting guy, but his job work is very interesting to me. Not in a personal stance, just more like the why stance of it. That's why I want him on here, because I have questions for him that he hope he lets me ask him. All I would say is, for those who do come check out that podcast when he does come on here, be respectful, being mindful. And I'll say this for my Christian viewers, and you understand what I'm saying here. Judge not, for those who judge will be judged upon. Don't judge the guy. Don't criticize him. I hope no one here judges me or Corvo. If you're a Christian, keep to those rules. You should know that by now. And I hope you're all respectful. But I'll be going live within the hour. Gotta go eat, take care of anything I might need to take care of. And then I'll go live, play Mr. Genshin Impact, and playing out my new character, trying her out. Looking forward to that. Very much so. And if you want to catch that, that's at twitch.tv/GrumpyBear down below. Link is below. Look down there. And of course, catch Corvo and his things. If you want to catch anything on the Twitter pages, you might want to go follow my Twitter page, because I enter a ton of giveaways and contests all the time, which I
entered for that PC, Grumpy.
Good. And I just entered one, like, within the last hour. I just entered one for, like, a whole camera setup thing going on with Canon and somebody. So if you're interested in that, definitely follow me, 'cause trust me, I'm following a bunch of companies and communities that are doing giveaways all the time. And, I follow a bunch of things. I post up when I go live, and anything else I find interesting of conversation. And, of course, Stealthy of Jade. She's the ghost in the background, not in view. You want to go follow her at twitch.tv/Stealthy Elf Jade. You can check her out. She'll be playing some Genshin Impact as well, and anything in games that might catch her fancy. But as always, you have a good day. You have a good night. You have a good life. Much love, y'all. Bye. 1, 2, 3, 4. And
I'm a ghost now.